I never imagined I'd be the one getting publicly humiliated online, but that's exactly what happened. It all started with a TikTok my then-girlfriend posted, captioned, "Dating sideways builds character," with me clearly visible in the background. Her friends flooded the comments with laughing emojis and remarks like, "Girl, you're so honest." I said nothing. That night, I quietly packed my bags and left. 2 weeks later, her closest friend messaged me a screenshot. She'd wiped all her posts clean and was desperately trying to find a way to contact me. Let me back up. I met Ava at a summer indie music festival in Austin 3 years ago. I was working freelance audio tech for a few bands, and she was there photographing for a lifestyle blog. We hit it off during a stage change, swapped numbers, and started dating. Ava was a social media content creator for a fashion subscription box, styling shoots, and growing her audience. I'm an audio engineer at a small independent studio, not glamorous or well-known, but I love the craft. Despite our different worlds, we bonded over music and our favorite local food trucks. After about 6 months, we moved in together at her rent-controlled apartment downtown. I paid my share, but the lease stayed in her name. Everything seemed great until one random Wednesday. I was scrolling through TikTok during lunch break at the studio. I didn't follow Ava's account since her videos were mostly fashion and lifestyle stuff, which wasn't really my thing. But we always supported each other's careers in our own ways. She never pressured me to engage with her posts, said I wasn't her target audience anyway. That day, a video popped up on my For You page. It was Ava in our living room, lip-syncing to some trending audio about settling. At first, I smiled, recognizing our space. Then I noticed me in the background, headphones on, mixing a track at my desk. The caption hit me hard. "Dating sideways builds character. #trust the process." I thought maybe it was some joke I just didn't get, but scrolling through the comments made my stomach drop. "Girl, you're so real for this. He has no clue. Invest in potential, but don't wait forever." And Ava's replies? Even worse. "Everyone's gotta start somewhere. It's my apartment anyway. He's nice, but this isn't the endgame." I watched again. There I was, totally unaware, nodding to the music I was mixing. She filmed me without me knowing, captioned it to mock me, and shared it with her 70,000 followers. The comments tore me apart. Strangers dissecting my looks, my job, guessing my income. Some were her friends, dropping laughing emojis and supportive quips. I closed the app, lunch forgotten. Suddenly, everything made sense. Why she never introduced me to her work contacts, why she dodged talking about my job at parties, her subtle hints to dress more professional or find a better gig. I wasn't her boyfriend. I was her content, her charity project, her stepping stone. I didn't call or text. I went back to the studio and poured my hurt into mixing a breakup song an artist was recording that afternoon. That night, I came home to Ava filming another video in the living room, her ring light glowing just right. She smiled, paused, and asked if I wanted to order food from our favorite Thai place. I nodded, walked past her to the bedroom without a word. She didn't follow, just kept talking to her phone like everything was fine. While she finished, I quietly packed a single suitcase, just essentials, nothing that belonged to both of us. When I walked out with my bag, she barely looked up, scrolling through filters. "Where are you going?" I showed her the TikTok. Her expression shifted, confusion, then recognition, then a hint of shame, but she quickly masked it. "It's just content, babe. Not serious. My followers love it. I'm just playing a persona." She laughed. "Comments from your friends? Also a persona." She set her phone down, defensive. "You're overreacting. Everyone exaggerates online. It's not real life." I said, "It's real enough that you filmed me without telling me, mocked me in front of thousands, and let your friends join in." I grabbed my suitcase. "If I'm holding you back from where you think you should be, I'll remove myself." She stood, annoyed. "It's just a stupid video. You're gonna throw away our relationship over this?" "Our relationship ended the second you became content instead of a partner." I headed to the door. "I'll arrange to get my stuff later." "Wait, where are you going? We need to talk." "This is your apartment too." "Exactly. It's your apartment, as you said in your comments. I'm sure you'll manage without my rent share." I paused, then looked back one last time. Hope the engagement was worth it. She called after me, panic rising, but I didn't respond. I drove to a friend's place and crashed there while I figured out my next steps. That night, my phone blew up with messages from Ava, defensive, angry, tearful apologies. Please come home. I'll delete the video. I replied once. I deserve better than to be someone's stepping stone or social media joke. Don't contact me again. And then I blocked her. At work the next day, my boss noticed I was off but didn't pry. He gave me our toughest project, a vocalist with perfect pitch but awful timing, and said, "Thought you might want something to really focus on." I threw myself into that mix, grateful for the distraction and support. 3 days later, the artist posted a snippet tagging me and the studio on Instagram. Caught local buzz. By week's end, my professional Instagram followers had doubled, mostly local musicians and producers. My boss called me in. "That track's making waves. Stonewell Records wants to offer you a contract gig. 6 months working with their new artists." Stonewell was one of the top indie labels in the region. I was stunned. A week ago, I was being mocked online for my career. Now I had a huge break. I spent days considering, negotiating, and by Friday I accepted. That weekend, with a mutual friend present, I collected my remaining things from Ava's apartment while she was at a meetup. I left only what was undeniably mine, even leaving gifts she'd given me. The friend mentioned Ava had been struggling. Her engagement tanked after deleting that TikTok and similar posts. Some brand deals were frozen. Apparently, her followers called her out once the initial hype faded. I hadn't sought revenge. I just removed myself from a toxic situation. I wasn't celebrating her downfall, just glad I chose self-respect. 2 weeks later, as I finalized moving to Seattle, I got a message from Ava's old roommate, Leah, with a screenshot of Ava's private story asking if anyone could contact me. Leah said Ava had learned about my new job through someone at the studio and was telling people she always believed in me. I thanked Leah but stayed silent. Ava, reaching out now only because my career was taking off, said everything I needed to know about her. 3 days before my move, Ava emailed me professionally. She begged for a chance to explain, said she never meant to hurt me, called the content stupid engagement bait, and said she was proud of me. I took a day to respond. "Ava, I wish you well. What happened wasn't a misunderstanding or joke. It was disrespect. This job doesn't define me, just as your TikTok didn't. I'm still me, but now I know my worth better. Please don't contact me again." I moved to Seattle. The Stonewell gig was everything I hoped, challenging and exciting. I found a cozy apartment, new friends, and even started dating again, cautiously with better boundaries. 6 months later, after my contract became permanent, I reflected on how one TikTok had changed my life. I occasionally heard Ava had shifted her content toward genuine topics and apologized publicly about toxic social media culture, gaining more followers than before. She never named me, but those who knew understood. Recently, a local music blog asked about a defining moment in my career. I said, "There was a time I had to choose what mattered more, outside approval or inner integrity. Choosing integrity made everything else fall into place." I never mentioned Ava or the TikTok. That story wasn't about revenge or fame. It was about knowing your worth and walking away with dignity. Update. Since this story got attention, I want to be clear. This isn't about career success proving my value. I would have left regardless of what happened professionally. The new opportunity was coincidental, not a karmic reward. Real growth came from valuing myself without needing someone else's approval or social media likes. For those asking, yes, Ava eventually sent a sincere, private apology without excuses or trying to get back together. I appreciated that closure. We're not in touch, but I don't hold resentment. Life's too short, and honestly, that TikTok pushed me to where I was meant to be.